Live from Studio B. It's the Live Windows Training Show with your host, Doug Betts. First episode in Studio B. Why is he in Studio B? We'll get to that. And Zoom is open. Well, it's the waiting room right now. So if you want to come into the Zoom session, same credentials, it's available today. So why Studio B? We'll be talking about, I got some things to show you and tell you about things that I've been looking forward to for a long time on this channel. And then deals with some technical topics. So if you've got a technical topic to bring to the table today that is available through Zoom or through chat. And let's see, that I got it in Studio B. This is a real nuisance to look at the chat window. It's on another screen over there. Let's see. Yeah, I'll catch up with the William Bailey wrench issue. Let's see. I'm catching up with what I haven't read already. And hello from us. So a bunch of people saying hello. And Chris says, dang it, mailman is late today. I told him to stop staying out late drinking. Okay. Whole bunch of interaction in the chat room long before the live stream started today. Actually started last night. Let's see, does this one show me how all that stuff from last night? There wasn't a whole lot, not as much as usual. Oh, let's get an AVDW check, please. Here's I'll put the watch down. Audio, visual, DVR. See if we're all covered, please. So let's see. Now that chat window only shows me from 7:45 this morning, but there was a little bit of activity last night. And let's see. Let's see. What's the last of that there? Oh, there's been several more since I switched away. William says he's returning the wrench. Body cam tells a different story. Did you wipe the blood off the wrench? Hello from old Australia for Sam Lazar. Hello to you too. And let's see then. Jim, I'm on time for a change. A sure son of the apocalypse. Man, that screen's a long ways away. Studio B is the back seat of Doug's car. I knew it. I just knew it. Doug got excited from Blackwatch. Tim Sal's here. Hi, Tim. Tim probably can figure out what property I'm at, where Studio B is. And Sam's headed back home to Melbourne, and Catherine says hello. Where I'm at here, I can't bring up the chat that I'm seeing on screen. This is going to be a little bit rougher presentation. Yeah, Catherine says, hello, John Aloy Sr. Hello, Doug and chat from Virginia. We're in 37 degrees Fahrenheit today and sunny. And Catherine says, hi. Oh, Sam says, hotel Wi-Fi is bad. There's been a bunch of other people in chat that I haven't mentioned yet. I'll just scroll through. And Chris Garrett has a family member in hospital, and he's told more about that in the chat. I'm not going to say that. I don't want to get too personal in medical information, but best wishes to your family member, Chris. Blackwatch at one point says Zoom will not be available today. That's not true. Zoom is available. Next door, the Taco Bell. Let's see. I just want to pick up some other names here. I'm going to scroll down. Blackwatch Chris, William Bailey, then more Blackwatch and William Bailey. They're going back and forth a whole bunch with the comedy stylings of Blackwatch. And then, let's see, about 9:27, William Bailey gets turned blue. Took a while for anyone to make comment about that, but I gave him a blue wrench because I figured if he's man enough, that's sexist, isn't it? If he's person enough, if he's people enough to engage with Blackwatch in the pre-show, I'll give him blue. And oh, there's somebody has entered the waiting room. Now, I've got a few things to do before. Well, no, it's probably not going to be too long before I bring in from the waiting room. Let me finish. The people that have shown up here. Darren Gilholm, welcome to you. Good to see you. A bunch of back and forth between Blackwatch and William Bailey. And Chris Garrett. And then I can't decide whether I want to look through the glasses or not. Greg Guy, hello. Ida Rivera, hello. That was a little weird. Blackwatch said hi to Ida before she chimed in. I knew that Blackwatch was a little bit psycho, but I didn't know psychic. And I can say that about Blackwatch. I don't know. I might wind up paying for that comment. Chris Garrett again. Iowa Hank, hello. And Sam Lazar and Chris and Jim. KJ3N, hello. Tim Sowell. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I think I'm catching Speedy C, Sam Van Thiel, CFW, The Zone, William Dawson. Oh, there's a $2 from Tom K. Thank you very much. And so some of those, oh, Gary Weisenberger. Oh, let's see, has anybody given me AVDW check? Yeah, it looks like I've passed up some. Oh, audio good, video Grayart, I think it says. Sam Lazar starts a new job tomorrow. Congratulations, Sam. That's great news. So I think I skipped over some. There's a bunch of orange in there. Boy, I can see through the glasses or over the glasses, either way. Virginia, I did read that one. Hotel Wi-Fi, I read that one. Speedy C, hello to everyone. Chris says he doesn't use public Wi-Fi, too many hackers. My dad was hacked one time, long story on that. Chris says thanks to me. I'm trying to remember what that's for. He didn't get the wrench today. Oh, it's the family member. Duh. I tell you, I got a short-term memory problem. Everyone have a great weekend from CFW. New backdrop I see. Yeah. Well, actually, would you believe that's all green screen? No. I should have done this. Would you believe that's all green screen? Promise, that's all green screen back there. No, that's real stuff. That's real stuff. This is what I do exercise on. It's a street strider. I used to ride around the block. And then when weather turned cold, I brought it inside. Let's see, what else? Everyone have good new backdrop. I bet it's Alex. The backdrop's not Alex. I'm sure Chris was referring to something else. William Dawson, hello. And then Alex cannot wait. Doug, he cannot wait. What? Wait a minute. Oh, that's from Blackwatch. Alex cannot wait. Doug. He cannot wait. Oh, he cannot wait. Doug. Oh, he cannot wait. That's hard reading. Gary says hi to all and hello to me. And oops, I scrolled weird. This scroll wheel is a little freaky. Florida is a Queensland, Australia. Greg Guy, hello Doug. The look watching from. Hello Doug. Like the look watching from St. Mary's County, Maryland. U.S. Navy retired. Yes. And Greg, again, thank you for your service. Audio good, video great from Gary. I start my new job tomorrow from Sam. I guess I bounced around a little bit. Catherine's in the waiting room. I'll bring you in just a minute. Michael Mag says hi from the UK. Link. Oh, he's got Sam give us a link to his new job. Let's come back to that a little bit later. Sam Lazar, QLD is much better than Florida. Boy, I just cannot. Oh my, how far am I behind? I think I'm going to have to. Oh, William Bailey says thank you for the blue wrench. Now, William Bailey. What is William Bailey? I got a chuckle out of that. At 10:14 in the chat, he left. He said goodbye in the chat room. I didn't know how long he was going to be gone, but I thought, true to his name, William Bailey bailed. But he's back. And then Sam Lazar, good luck. Where am I at? Where am I? Oh, some congratulations going to Sam. And Sam Van Thiel says, addresses Sam Lazar, did you fix the no SSD issue on the laptop? New job. I bet Alex was the first one in Zoom. Oh, that's what Chris was saying. I don't know yet. Thank you for your support. Wouldn't touch that bet. Another link from Sam. Good evening all in chat. Okay, so that's it. 11:10. Oops, Greg Guy comes in with RCVD. My G-Skill RAM on Thursday went from 16 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes, 3200 CAS 14. Got it on sale at Newegg for $123. Okay, now let's come back to here. How about Zoom? Let's bring some people in Zoom. Switch over here. This works a little bit different than what I'm used to over in Studio A. Things operate differently over there. And how am I going to do this? I'm going to admit one at a time and actually I'm going to bring them all in together, but I'm going to click them individually and not turn off the waiting room yet. Let's see, does that bring them all in? Yeah, that brings them all. All right, and then I can close that. So there, hi Tim, Sal, and Gary.
Hello.
And Catherine. Hi, Catherine. All right.
Hey, Doug, if you can hear, you're very light on Zoom.
I'm very light on Zoom, meaning the sound?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Let me see what I can do about that. Let me see what I can do about that. This will be interesting to see if this works. How about that? Can you hear me
Very,
now?
very good.
You can hear me now good on Zoom?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I need confirmation that didn't mess up the YouTube sound. Can people that are just watching over YouTube, can you still hear me okay? Oh man, that is not gonna work well. That computer's so far away. So congratulations, your first BJ. Oh, bro, BJ, somehow that's got to do with job. Internet so bad where I'm staying. YouTube keeps on crashing from Sam, Chris. I may not join Zoom today. Not sure if my mother will call and need me to bring her something. I may have to leave suddenly. I completely understand, Chris. Do what? Family first, please. Always. Zoom not showing on the YouTube stream. Oh. All right. Yeah, there we go. How about this? Does this bring Zoom on? I tell you, this is throwing me. I don't have buttons. Blackwatch, I don't have buttons here. Ay, caramba. Is it okay to say it pronounce it that way? Ay, caramba instead of ay caramba. YouTube, Bronx says YouTube also low, but did I fix that now, or is YouTube still low? Yeah, I can hear you on YouTube from Dom Long. The reason I'm not at the hospital is because I live where I live. The virus is real bad here. She told me not to come. Yeah, that makes sense. Sound good on YouTube from John Aloy. Your sound fine in Hillsboro, Oregon. Wow, I didn't realize I was speaking loud enough to be heard from there. Greg Guy, hope you're feeling better. Oh, that's Ken Stout. I understand Ken's not well. I didn't hear whether it's actually COVID or not. Your shirt has buttons. Yeah, they don't control the Zoom session though.
He's got his mask on, Ken does, so don't worry.
Okay, so I gotta turn my attention away from chat, and that's safe to do because Catherine's actually in Zoom session with me.
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
I like it when you're in, Catherine, and even better when you have your camera on. But I know you don't always want that. That's okay. Absolutely okay. You choose when you want that or not. So we're going to talk about. Oh, I got stories. I got text stories from the week to cover, and then I'll give you a brief overview of this list so that if something pops out at you, you can request it later. I don't know if we'll get to everything. I got a few client stories from this week that were really simple things, and the reason for telling about those is not to ridicule or make fun of, but to point out to make sure that people that have a technical capacity and awareness can keep in their mind that not everybody understands what we understand. So there's one about a client who said everything is you can't see the right side of the window. And another one, we're working with two-factor authentication, and that wasn't a that turned out to be that's a story against network solutions. Really disappointed with them. And
Bad word.
Pardon?
Bad word. Network solutions.
Yeah. The first place that you could ever get a custom domain name in the world, the first host of being able to purchase your own domain name, and that's when I got mine. Well, the DougBetts.com, not the Live Windows Training, because that was back in I don't know. I think that was when I had ISDN service, and then a client regarding bookmarks. And then Kerry had a few things on his show yesterday, and I wasn't watching. Well, I started watching live, but I had to catch the rest of it later. The dangerous USB cables, the UASB versus bot, and then the part about connecting cell phone to the computer and the disk. A couple things he was doing with Crystal Diskmark. I kind of spent a little more time on since then to dig deeper into them. Oh, and I got my YouTube Premium fixed. I had a couple weeks of being booted out of YouTube Premium and not being able to get paid from YouTube earnings. So that's my list. And if somebody else has a technical topic or a question, we're happy to deal with that. Let's see what's going on here. Now, I think the next place to turn is the explanation about Studio B and what happened to Studio A. Speedy C's audio good on YouTube. Thought we just talked a little while ago. Oh, Greg Guy and Tim, they probably were talking through Ken Stout's channel. Not the dreaded C. Oh, Ken Stout says not COVID. Oh, that's great. That's good. Good to know that. Black Watch to Ken, nothing about, see my comment. So I'm going to start skipping over the things that don't hit me in orange because there's a lot of hellos to each other. William says, Doug, will you get your Studio B going as you want, as Carrie did? You'll realize that more as I explain what happened to Studio A and why I'm in Studio B. Doug, you will get your Studio B going as you want, as you go. Carrie's did. Okay. Sam, I'm also saving for a new phone. My current one is really bad. Pretty on. Bad. What? B-try on my current one? Battery. Yeah, wow. Randall Smith caught you live for once. Good to see you, Randall. Tom K, hello. Jaylene Browning, hello. Oh, whoops. No, what's going on there? Deleted messages. Oh, yeah. So whoever deleted that, you can go ahead and hide Jaylene Browning from the channel. No second chances for that type of spam. She just put in a web address basically with a really hazardous domain, top level domain name. Oh, do. What else? Hidden, yeah. I.O. Hank hid. Jaylene Brown, good. Okay, so then let's talk about Studio B. Yeah, so Studio B is a little bit different setup. I'm set up here to be able to show you Studio B because I have my cell phone signed in to the Zoom session. Let's see. So I got to go over here. I'm going to bring change the view to speaker view. Oops. That made Tim highlighted. I thought that was, oh, I got to bring my cell phone in first. Admit. And then now I'm going to turn off the waiting room. So if somebody else comes in, they'll just come right in. And let's see, let's get that horizontal on the horizontal. Now I think that is probably already spotlight for everyone and then speaker. Nope, that still didn't work. Pin. There it is. Yeah, because you wanted to see a close-up of my neck. Yeah. So that's, should be seeing Zoom over YouTube through my cell phone. And then I'll change the camera. Let's see. To go out the back of the phone. Is that it? Oh, that is it. Oh, that's weird. I'm not. Oh, okay. Yeah, I am. Here, let's change this. So this is what Studio B looks like. And there's the screen that I was reading chat on. That's just horrible. And I've got a bunch of stuff stored here. Now, you know, Kerry Holzman, when he's told us about his travel time, Studio A to Studio B, I think it's like 40 minutes. Well, I'm gonna take you to Studio A, and you can see my commute time. Here's my commute time to Studio A. Did I do that right? Yeah, you're seeing that right. There's Studio A. So, Studio B, whoops. Are you seeing this right? Yeah, you are. It's not showing up right on my phone. So, I have a very short commute. Studio A to Studio B. What's going on with Studio A? Yeah, and look at all those computers. They're still running. They're still working. I still got lights in here. And, let's see, my green screen. I don't use that as a green screen. What's going on here? All right, so what's going on that I've been waiting a long time for is to get this room painted and the carpets clean. And I think I've mentioned before about how I don't like how bright that scene is over there when the sun gets shining a certain way. So I got the painters coming in, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that.
Doc,
Yes.
you are nearly silent.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about this piece. I'm nearly silent. So you didn't hear me very well at all through all of that. So let me fix that. If I switch this camera back here. So to fix that, I got to change the microphone. I'm going to mute. Yeah. Mute the microphone on the computer. Oh, by the way, that microphone is, that's the microphone that I'm using in Studio B. And that's what you're hearing me through right now. So okay. I'm going to mute that and then turn on the microphone on my cell phone. Told you this was going to be rough. Can you hear me now?
No, I could not.
Um,
I can hear you.
Now I can hear you. Now it's
all
fine.
right. All right. But you probably hear an echo. you hear-
Yes. Yes, with echo. Now I
Okay.
hear nothing. Okay.
So now I think I just turned off the echo because I muted the speakers also.
Okay, good.
All right.
Good.
I tried to practice this stuff yesterday. Now I should be able to commute to Studio A and you can still hear me okay. Yes?
Yes.
All right. On YouTube, in the chat room, can you still hear me? I'll wait to
hear you.
see somebody. Tim, are you confirming the YouTube audio?
Oh, I don't have that on.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, there's a bunch of people it's saying yes in YouTube. Oh, let's see. Now let's do this. Well, all right. So in Studio A, I am fed up and tired with all of this stuff that I deal with. Down here on the back side of this desk, I've got a bunch of wires. There's 2 network switches there. On this side,
Yeah, hast vergessen.
let's see, Catherine, if you're talking to somebody else, could you mute yourself? All right, and then over on this side, I got this mess of wires. And that's actually reduced. Fewer wires because I took a bunch of equipment over to Studio B, right? And let's see, back here, I've got a
Like a bowl of spaghetti.
computer mounted. Got a microcomputer mounted there. Got a power strip. And come back this way. There's a disastrous mess. There's my 2 capture devices. And then there's a microcomputer. Then there's another microcomputer. And then there's another microcomputer. A bunch of wires. Another power strip. There was a power strip on the other side of the desk too. I didn't actually mention. And I am going to streamline and make this all nicer and easier to deal with. Now, where is my streaming computer? Well, you might have caught this unusual thing. Wires going through the wall. So that is over here. That's my custom built 2012 streaming computer.
And there's 88 X-ray.
Yeah, that is an etching on the plexiglass panel of my airplane. And Tim knows what I originally bought this computer for. It was for letting kids use a Microsoft Flight Simulator in our clubhouse, our EAA clubhouse. So this is the tail of the plane, and I had the camera that's closest to the camera because it has an American flag on it. And I was really liked. The RGB in this computer is just a red tube that's down there. The power supply has blue RGB in it. And this computer has all the connectors are on the top of the computer. And then there's this piece that snaps down into place, but the way I've got the wires right now, it won't quite sit down there. And I originally did that in this house because I had a second monitor set up in this room, but I long since abandoned that. So I just reset this up in this room so that I could set up the Studio B while I'm getting the room painted and the carpets cleaned and got some upgrades planned for the desk. that's what's going on with Studio B. So this today and probably next week, I'm probably going to be completely Studio B, because Studio A needs to be completely cleaned out for the painting on that Monday. So that is my world.
Get some colored electrical tape for all them wires.
I've got not electrical tape. I got some other plans to cable manage rooms. You know, Carrie talks about cable managing inside custom built computers a lot. This would be cable managing the rooms.
It's actually it's cable control.
Cable control.
Yes, it's a joke. From
Okay.
from Carrie's niece, when she built her PC with him, she called it cable control, and he was like, "No, it's cable management," and she was like, "Cable control," and since then it's cable control. Just so you know, yes.
Okay.
For the real insider, it's cable control. Yes.
All right. That's what we're going to say, right? That's what you're telling us is the right way to call it. So let's get back to gallery view. Now you got 2 Dougs. Remember, well, you guys know that there's multiple Dougs anyway. So,
Yes.
I got a bunch of webcams around here, I bet I could get 5 Dougs on the screen at the same time. No, I'm not going to do that today. Maybe never. All right, now what next? Do I have, okay, I've got that going over, right? And I've shown you around and explained what's going on. And then once I get Studio A fixed up, I'm not going to keep Studio B. And I'm going to let go of it because I don't need that for this room. All this other clutter behind me, the metal shelves is the storage for my business. That metal rack used to be in the closet, Studio A. This stuff is all from my dad passed away, and that dresser and this dresser over here, all the drawers are photos and videos and film, video cassettes, all kinds of crazy stuff. He was a maniac with photos and videos. I also have photos going way back to the early 1900s of family. Oh, let's see, who else come in? Jim is there, here, and Blackwatch. Hello,
Hi,
Jim.
Jim. Hi, Blackwatch.
Hey, Kat.
Blackwatch is here. I'm leaving.
Understood. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna do another thing with. I'm gonna show you another piece about my upgrade plans.
Hey, Doug.
Yes.
Just how far behind are you with the mortgage payments? We can take a collection up.
Right, that came out of left field. I'm not even sure how to respond to that. Hello, Jeff.
When Dad died, he paid it off.
Who? Blackwatch paid it off for me?
Yeah.
All right, cool, awesome.
Monopoly money. Monopoly money.
Nah. So Jeff, are you on audio yet?
Yeah, I just had to mute my YouTube audio.
So I'm still on audio for the cell phone. So since I've still got that, I'm going to go show you another piece of my plans. And I'm going to try to, then bring my cell phone up prominent again.
You need to get a segue for Studio A to Studio B.
Need a what?
Segue. It's not
Segue?
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about this? I'm going to commute to Studio A now.
It's a long ride.
Maybe I don't understand segue. But what I'm another piece that I'm fed up with is the cables going through here, because when I want to open that shade or open the window or something, I'm walking over these cables. Now the cables were wrapped, Velcro wrapped. So it wasn't all sloppy like that. It's sloppy like that because I had to take the Velcro wraps off to pull out the cables that I wanted to pull out. But I'm going to move that computer from the entryway next to the front door, and it's going to go in. It's going to go in here. I used to have a shelf here with tons and tons of external hard drives that I used for the aviation videos that I used to make with my GoPro cameras on my airplane, and then I'll put a hole through that wall for the cables to run through, and then I want to put some kind of a trough or hooks or something along that wall, so they're all running against that wall, so that this floor area is all clear. So that may be more than you folks wanted to know about. Now, here's an interesting thing. I can transition from Studio A to Studio B because this computer is live. Now, and actually, let me point out that this might be something that people don't think of very often. A use case scenario to have a computer with 2 monitors attached, and each monitor has its own keyboard and mouse. So in this room, I have keyboard and mouse that's live, and the other, in Studio B, I have keyboard and mouse that's live, and they both are functioning all the time. So I can just move from room to room. Now let's figure out how to do this. Yeah. All right, then this is the Zoom window showing here now. Alt tab to get to XSplit. And then here I have buttons. So I can press the Zoom button. Oh, I'm on Zoom. Let's go back and switch to gallery view. Gallery view. And then from here, Tim, were you trying to get a close-up of my screen with that lens? You're muted. You're muted, Tim.
We were flying a banner today and I thought maybe the aircraft just flew over. I was trying to get pictures of it.
Oh, all right. Well,
I've got him on radar, so I just missed him.
show the people your lens.
Yeah, that's what I call paparazzi.
Paparazzi level, all right.
Yeah,
Now what?
that's
FBI
paparazzi.
stuff with this.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
There a camera on the back of that lens someplace?
Yeah, the Canon R.
Yeah, all right.
I assume your black van is parked in the front of your house. Yes, Tim.
Excuse me?
I assume your black van is parked in front of your house.
And
I mean, with that lens.
so now when I'm in Studio A, I can't use this webcam because this webcam is XSplit only, not Zoom. I can use this webcam by pushing the button to go to Studio A. That shows that. But on Zoom, I'll have to use my phone. And I can switch back to my Blue Yeti microphone in here. Let's do that. I'll mute the cell phone and then turn on the Blue Yeti. That's going to take a little while to do.
What do you think, Gary? Are you interested in buying the place?
Always.
Okay, now
My
you should
stuff
hear
now
me
muted.
on.
For the Blue Yeti?
Whoops. That's my Blue Yeti microphone.
You just dragged Doug out into the woods.
Or for the Bigfoot.
Personally, I think this is a big improvement.
What? The duck is muted. Black box.
I don't know what
He
you're
probably
referring
can
to
hear you
there.
anyway.
Vengeance is a dish best served cold. Hi, Doug.
Hi, can you hear me?
You're muted.
I'm muted.
Don't tell him.
It's practice reading lips.
I think on YouTube they're
Sign
hearing me, but
language.
not on Zoom.
In fact, if he learns mathematics, he can do cosine language.
Oh my God, you did get a slow.
I did, yes, sir.
Ah,
Oh my God, you got out of the 5th grade from the 6th with that one.
okay,
Oh, somebody hit the wrong button.
that was me.
Oh,
That was me. I got to figure out how do I turn this one off.
Catherine thinks that's funny.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I did too, but I just didn't like that.
Oh, caramba.
did you go to that chiropractor's office again recently?
Oh, I know. I like this.
Okay. Rules that out.
Moved in.
Oh gosh, I hate that.
Okay.
I'm the only one that hates Google.
All right. Now, how do you hear me?
What'd you say?
What? What?
What?
But now you're just messing with me.
You're a mess?
You're messing with me. Okay, I can tell Zoom you hear me, and XSplit is showing me audio. So I think now I'm back on the Blue Yeti microphone, but my camera's not on in Studio A. And all I can do about that is switch back to here.
But couldn't you just make another button for the Blue Yeti in the Streamlab?
Well, actually, no. XSplit doesn't let me change the microphone selection for XSplit. So, yeah, that's not going to do it. Oh, I know what I could do here to bring video back on for me is, let's see, I've got to come back in on the phone without audio. So that means leave the meeting and then come back in and join and there and join this time without audio on the phone. And that'll do it. Stay participant and no audio. And go sideways. Okay. That was more difficult. Oh, and I just realized the other piece that I was going to show you, painting. I've got a bunch of color swabs or samples. So that's not resolved yet. But I think what I want is darker.
Wait, I cannot see anything in the Zoom. Your camera is in the Studio B.
But I'm in one of the other squares. Here. Do you see me in this square?
Wait. Wait. Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
so yeah, Studio B is still visible, but the
Yes.
Studio B, that wall in the background is a bit darker, and I did like the way it showed up better. You see this white wall behind me? It's just not
Yes.
good. And especially when I get my hair in front of that white wall, so I need to go darker with it. I was starting out with some kind of pale colors,
No, wrong.
but I don't think those are. I think I need to go darker.
Not too
Go
dark.
like, not too,
What?
Maybe one of the
Why-
lighter browns.
why brown? Brown is ugly. Go gray.
Gray?
Yes.
I like the second brown from the top.
Second from the top. Well,
That gives you a little darker, gives you some contrast, but if you get it really dark in the room, I don't think that'll look good either.
Is
yeah.
my audio working?
Yes.
Okay, Doug,
Is this what you mean by the second one?
Yes.
about to get all Catherine on you.
Hey, Ken, if I knew I was testing that, I'd study.
Ugly.
And William says a gray tint would get better. So gray behind my gray hair. Are you sure?
Yes, but not. But
Are you going to leave the green doors the same?
Yeah, for now, I'm willing to paint them myself later. I'm not going to paint the walls myself. I hired somebody to do that.
You say if you're leaving the walls green right now, I like a light brown as I think that goes well with the green.
Well, that is the reason why I was inclined towards a brown.
gray is neutral. You can have any color with gray. Good.
Well, it's
Gray and the
that's
green
true.
really don't go that well, Catherine.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
we
not
can
crazy
always-
about gray and
That's
green.
my opinion. It's worth what you paid for it.
In the Studio B video right now, you're still seeing that in the Zoom stream. There's that wood bookshelf. I think
Yes.
that's probably too dark.
Yes, it is. It's ugly.
Boy, you're hard to please, Catherine.
Well, yeah.
What was your first clue?
She's not married.
Catherine has
Mine was subtle.
definitive
Gary just went right for the throat.
Catherine has definitive opinions. Put it that way.
Yes, you have to make a decision, and then you have to tell what you like and what not. Yes.
Yeah, well, I actually was intending to get feedback from you because from anyone who's offering feedback because
Sure.
I'm not good at design stuff. Absolutely not. I never make that claim. I'm looking back at chat to see if I've missed anything. I see some people hit me in orange. Oh, see, actually, when I'm in Studio A, I can do this. Boom chakalaka, and then I can do this. And boom chakalaka is another one of the technical terms. Then, yeah, so yes, we hear you. Audio is good. Holy smokes from William Bailey. I'm not sure what that was referring. Oh, probably I don't know, all the wires maybe. When you launch your missile from the wires all over the place. When do you launch your missile from the wires all over the place? All right. Randall asking, do you recommend installing Windows 11? No, I'm not going to recommend Windows 11 or Windows 10 just flat. It depends upon a person's interest. My clients, I'm keeping them at Windows 10 until things get further along. We're probably going to be replacing Windows 10 computers with Windows 11. If you want Windows 11, do it. I currently don't have a Windows 11 computer in here, but I intend to get one in here so I can, support it.
You need a compelling reason.
Well, it doesn't have to be compelling. You could just say, I want to do it. but it's your own reason. It's not because it's recommended by anybody.
No, and unless you have a 12th generation
Well, Jen,
CPU or you have Android
Yes.
apps that you want to play with. I mean, those are reasons to get it.
Those are
I mean,
compelling
I can't
reasons.
think of one.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
those are compelling.
those could be compelling reasons for a particular individual. If you don't have a compelling reason and you just say, "I want to do it," that's fine. You don't have to have a strong reason to do it. You just, but it has to be your choice. Don't do it
You
because
need to get insurance for ransom insurance, virus insurance. You need Windows 11 almost.
that's a compelling reason. If you
Yep.
wanted now, but as I heard Carrie mention yesterday, you can pretty much do all of the security implementations with Windows 10 if your computer is new enough.
Well,
To
actually,
do-
the core stuff you can't do.
The what?
That's Windows 11. You can prevent the core from being copied over with Windows 11.
The core.
Yeah, core in the BIOS that you can't do with Windows 10.
Yeah, so I think what you're referring to is the what's the terminology they use?
I can't think of it right now either.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
promised
it's
myself I
not-
wouldn't talk about Windows 11. I don't
Core's
care.
core's not really the right word. Core's a reference to the CPU.
Actually, core is the
having
word
multiple
that Microsoft
cores.
is using.
What?
Core is the word Microsoft is using.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, yeah, that now you're talking along the lines of compelling reasons and
Core isolation.
core isolation. Okay. Now, on my client computers, when I'm buying new computers for them, I am specifically buying Windows 11 computers. I could buy Windows 10 computers and that are capable of Windows 11 and upgrade them later, but they're just going to pay me a little more money down the road. They're going to have the learning curve then instead of now. In buying new computers, I'd rather just buy them now with Windows 11. I'm comfortable enough with Windows 11. Now, there is one caveat. If my client has any very specific software, industry-specific software that might not be up to speed for Windows 11 yet, then rather than testing it, I'll just buy them Windows 10. And I'll wait for the manufacturer to document that they are compatible with Windows 11. I don't need to be doing the testing for the software manufacturers. I'll let them do that.
Yeah, but Doug, upgrading to Windows 11, you call that job security.
I don't know. I have plenty of job security without that. I don't.
Westlaw's latest version, a client version, is coming out end of March, and it's going to be for Windows 11 because of the security built in.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure that's going to be more and more a thing that, and for offices that get ransomware insurance, that may become a thing that they're going to be pushing.
Gary,
It's not yet.
Doug, when you were talking about core isolation, is
Yes.
that preventing copying a core image or modifying a core image or something like that?
My take on what I've read from Microsoft, and they also have it on the servers, 2019 does it also, is if you go in right now, you can make a copy of the BIOS basically in RAM or in ROM, if you can write back the ROM by the machine. And then when you boot up, it'll boot the wrong one and just wreak havoc with your data. I don't know how much that's true, but
Okay.
like I said, it's insurance
Makes
companies that are saying, turn it on.
Now, a secure boot. Secure boot was the term that I think Gary and I were struggling with because you can do
No,
secure
actually-
boot with Windows 10.
Yeah, but there are two different things here.
This is
sir.
different. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
If you don't have Windows 11, I was going to say, if you go to it, it actually has core isolation as a check mark.
All right.
Turned on.
All right.
It's the one
I am very interested and grateful for Windows 11 having such a focus on security, and I'm thinking that that's part of Microsoft's strategy and thinking for requiring, of course, the higher end processors that support that.
It also, sorry to interrupt you, memory integrity prevents attacks from inserting malicious code into high security processes. It also prevents your device memory from being attacked by malicious external devices. That's not secure
Okay.
boot.
Yeah, it sounds like that is different. So, and us in the technical community are going to have to become more, literate and informed on all these options.
Yeah, one thing I had read about the need for a high-end CPU was that when all of this security stuff is turned on, it takes a lot more CPU cycles.
But that makes sense to
manage all of this. And so that's why they picked a spot and said, you got to have at least this generation CPU. Now, who knows, maybe they'll relax that a generation or two after they get some experience. But
well, my understanding is that you can install Windows 11 on CPUs that don't meet the documented minimum qualifications.
Jim's done
and Jim has that in place, but you're probably missing some of the security capabilities.
well, and at some point in time, you may find they have an update in 2 or 3 years where it just won't install on those anymore.
Right.
I will admit that I'm cheating. I'm running an i9 980 in a laptop.
Yeah. So that
I've got an i5 laptop that says it'll do Windows 11. So.
well, sure. There's i3s that'll do Windows 11, aren't there?
There's a software that do it.
You can as long as it's a new enough generation. Catherine,
Yeah,
you started to say something.
Yes, yeah, it's a certain generation. You have to have a certain generation or newer.
8th
That's all.
generation.
So what I wanted to say, if you have no specific need for Windows 11 dock, you can just install the virtual machine and install Windows 11 in a virtual machine and try it in there.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of virtual machines. Although I do have like a use case that I might be doing it. I'm just
And then you do not run any risks because if it crashes, well, you just restart the VM. Yes.
And if it crashes, you got a whole nother layer running Windows 11. Is it Windows 11 or is it hyper layer crashing?
what is it that's doing the crashing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, Gary,
that's-
you've been running. I'm sorry, Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, that touches on why I'm not a big fan of virtual machines, is because it is just more stuff going on that the processor is having to deal with and tracking down where a problem's actually coming from. My only use case for virtual machine is if I want to go like exploring the dark web or something, doing some risky activities.
You plan on getting rid of it every time you reboot or something, you know.
Say it again.
Gary, you've been running 11 for quite a while. Is it
Just under a year.
now? Is it becoming more widespread at the company?
Not yet. Nope.
So you're just trying it out, basically.
I started testing it because we have a big website, which I haven't said who it is, or what it is. And we actually have Windows 7 here daily. So, but we also want to be, is there going to be a problem with Windows 11 hitting this? Windows 11 with Chrome, which I will say that's the one thing that if you want to say bad about Windows 11, there's like 6 different spaces to get Chrome to be fully installed on your machine. Because they want you to specify the file types like HTML, HTML, that'll be opened by Chrome as opposed to Edge.
Oh, God, that's a nightmare.
So
So that's-
basically, they're trying to freeze out anybody but Edge.
I would say that, yeah.
Oh, God, yes, they are. Of course
But I
they are.
love Edge, so I don't care. And I actually,
That's a compelling reason for a person to stay with Windows 10 if they really care about their default browser sticking.
Exactly. I mean, well, again, at our company, it depends on the vertical software. Our vertical software is running under Edge. It used to run an Internet Explorer, and they, when we buy it, and they change it, or we actually lease it. So there's actually software out there that says you have to use Chrome or it won't run. Because all of our apps are web apps, basically.
So if you say it has to have Chrome, does that mean something based on Chromium as well?
I would have thought that, but no, it won't run on certain parts of the software. If it's far Chrome, the way they've coded it, Edge will not work there. Again, bad coding, and they should get rid of it, but vertical software means you have to have it. You have to have it. If you don't, you don't.
Let me address a question here. I have read through the rest of the chat. This one here from the Bronx 9, since he hit me in orange. Microsoft installed Windows 11 Pro Dev without my say-so while I eventually get the full version. That strikes me odd unless you are in the, what's the different channel names? Insiders. Yeah, if you're on one of the Insiders channel, then yeah, they would have done that, because when you're on an Insiders channel, you're giving them permission to mess with your machine. It's a test case for them. Yes.
Let me interrupt to answer that question for you. Number one, I've never used it Dev, but I played with it on another machine just for Insider stuff to see what it was worth. Because we weren't on Insider when we started. We were actually behind that. But development, they give you a year and a half, and they are not going to give you a way to get off of development.
Yeah, I've heard things along those lines that you can get yourself trapped.
So
that's lovely.
Is development separate from the Insider program?
No, it's part of the Insider, but it's getting the risky stuff, and they, kind of like, ooh, let's send. I'm making this up. Let's send DOS out there. Oh gosh, it didn't work. Let's put another weird fix out there. It's
all right. So it's a subset of the Insider program.
It's the more
risque.
Cutting
the
edge
first
stuff.
people to bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
After the developers in the Insider Circle, if things work out well on a certain feature, then that could be incorporated into the next level in the Insiders program.
Well, I have been told they're not pulling stuff out of developer right away. So, we don't want that. Media player is not a big deal, but we don't want that version of media player. They don't always pull that out, but they put a different version in beta or preview. So you may have the wrong version of media player in developer for however long.
Yeah, now they're calling it developer. The name developers for that element of the higher risk of the Insiders program, my understanding historically is that was for the people who are writing software programs to get the first crack at testing their software against those upgrades. But Microsoft, I think, is using it more as a guinea pig environment, probably more so than what the people who signed up for the developers track were really intending to be signing up for. I don't know.
And if you go to WinVer to see your version, it'll actually tell you when it expires.
When it expires? When the developers edition that you're on expires?
Correct.
Oh, curious. Interesting. Of course, I can't demonstrate that because I don't have the developers edition.
I can.
So for the Bronx 9, my question back to you, Bronx 9, is were you in the Insiders program on the developers track?
It would have to be.
I would think so.
Yeah, you'd have to have volunteered for that, because they're not just going to do it without you initiating it.
So when he says without my say so, that's not really true. He did give them permission to do that when he signed up for the developers track.
To change something that I just said, or to interrupt again, if they did that, I think you would hear about it everywhere.
You
Yeah,
would. Yeah, you would. There'd be.
yeah, you get a lot of complaints.
There would be people screaming bloody murder.
Yeah,
Because
would.
preview mode is pretty much going to be in the next release, next Tuesday. But beta, no guarantees.
Yeah, Tim, I saw the movie that you sent through, so thanks for the explanation. It's a video of the banner we're flying today.
Got a helicopter taking video of it too.
Yeah. There's a lot of other comments in here related to this stuff about Windows 11. I'm trying to grasp it while I'm talking at the same time without actually having to read through all of them. So I think there's probably worthwhile things to read in there, but I'm going to ask you to give me a hit in orange. So the Bronc 9 here says, I just built, let's move our picture out of the way. I just built Carrie's 8-year rec. What? 8-year rec and installed 10 Pro a week later. I found Windows 11 has come down. Okay, so he built the 8-year machine. I don't
Yeah, your recommended build at Carrie.
recommended, is that what that is? Okay, 8-year recommended. And installed 10 Pro. A week later found Windows 11 has come down. But now wait a minute, you said it was Windows 11 Developer Edition.
Nah, can't be.
He's not saying that now. Are you sure that it's? Now I have seen computers that'll display the prompt about your computer is quite capable, qualified, whatever. Windows 11. Do you want it now? And you have an opportunity to say no. But I wouldn't be surprised if you neglect to decline that, or you don't notice it, that it might install. And I do believe I had one client who had Windows 11 installed on their computer without realizing it, or
Yeah, that'll happen. But to go from normal production Windows 10
Yeah.
to 11 developer, no, there's no way that could happen.
I don't think so.
I would love to see the press. I mean, it'd be in the regular news.
The Bronx 9 has mentioned it quite a few times. He's in the UK.
Okay.
He's mentioned this phenomenon a few times. I don't know if he's resolved it.
About Windows 11 installing
You
it?
know, you can always uninstall it if it's within 10 days.
Right.
You can always uninstall it.
Right.
It's been over that. He mentioned this weeks ago.
Okay, well then he's going to have to, if he doesn't want 11, then his only other option is to do a fresh install of 10.
Yes, sir.
Pay attention to Update Manager. When it tries to offer it again, tell him to go take a flying leap.
Or fix the BIOS. I don't know.
I mean,
No, that's
on
not-
my new build that I'm watching you guys on, I got the offer, I don't know, a week and a half ago. Just promptly declined it. I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything since.
You won't. Same thing happened with my data recovery machine. It's on 10 and it flagged me for being available for Windows 11. And there's a thing that says, stay on Windows 10 or decline or
Right.
whatever the thing was. And I just clicked that. So far, it hasn't bothered me since.
Ken's got that a while back, didn't you, Ken? That box. Hello, Ken.
Yes.
Yes, okay. You got it, didn't you? A while back.
You woke him up. You woke him up. Don't do that.
Sorry.
You just haven't been able to talk, so I keep myself muted. But yeah, I got that message. I clicked. I did not want it, and knock on wood, so all is good.
Now another piece for the, not just for the Bronc, but for technically literate people. If you build a computer and then install a bunch of software on it, whether you're Windows 10 or Windows 11, I want to routinely make an image once you're at a state where you're satisfied with it. Because
Exactly.
if the Bronc, I'm sorry, is the Bronc male or female? Do we know? If the Bronc had made if the Bronc did not install a bunch of other software, then it's an easy thing. Just reinstall with Windows 10. But if you've installed a bunch of other stuff and configured it the way you want, then you ought to be making an image. And the Bronx says did not request it. I don't see a confirmation yet whether it's actually a developer's edition. Windows Restore, Randall Smith asks, apparently not. It's been over 10 days, according to our participants here. Windows 11 installed on my 2 desktops overnight without my knowledge authorization, but I got used to it. I had no problems with it. I'm suspecting that it might have displayed a message alerting you to that, but does that message stay on the screen? If you click on some other window without reading the message, it might go away and not offer you again, and it might just install if you did not object to it. And then also in the bottom, in the notification area, all those little icons in the bottom right corner, when it's about to or trying to offer you Windows 11, you'll see a dark blue dot in the location where you would usually see a yellow dot or a red dot if Windows Update, it's trying to install an update, if it needs you to restart the computer. If it's the color blue, then you need to go into Update Settings and decline the Windows 11 update. And if you don't do that, if you don't decline it, I'm thinking it does come, because I'm suspecting that Microsoft doesn't want to wait around for people who aren't responding to that prompt. And, they want to show high adoption rates. So I think it's easy that it could slide by without you noticing the request from them, whether you want it. Windows 11, okay, did that. No answer. William Dawson, no answer to if you want. No answer to if you want it, it may be pushed on to you. Disable TPM in the BIOS to stop yourself getting Windows 11. Yes, that works. And
There's a problem with it. Oh, sorry, Doug. There's a problem. You disallow all TPM security that you have now.
Repeat?
If you disable TPM, it will not work for the security that something may be using now.
Yeah, if you're using some element of software that requires TPM, I don't know of any environment where that's the case. You would, Gary, because I think you have software that requires it. But for a home user, for a hobbyist that has a Windows 11 capable computer, they want to be sure they don't get upgraded to Windows 11. Disabling TPM would be a way to do that.
I do not know this, but I'm asking the question. Do any of the Windows Defender, McAfee, Norton, Symantec, do they use that?
I haven't heard of that, and I'm certain that they work without having that in place. Now, if you do have TPM on, do those products provide some extra capability that they would not be providing if TPM was off, other than what TPM itself natively does? That may be, I don't know.
I don't either. But I can see somebody putting a hook to it.
And I'm not too worried about TPM on my own computers, because one of I think the most significant vulnerabilities of not having TPM is if somebody has physical access to your computer and puts in a thumb drive, they could overwrite your boot files, and in the case of secure boot, you wouldn't be protected against that happening.
You know what I find very, very odd? Windows 7 to 10, they had a little tool called Stop GWX, and it would just, the green light, red light, and you just click it to stop it. It's odd they don't have one for that. Somebody hasn't come up with that.
Oh, was that for preventing the upgrade from Windows
7 to Windows 10? Yeah, I had it on a couple of machines here back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I used things like that too. And I've heard of speculation that somebody would come up with that for preventing Windows 11, but I haven't heard of anything other than modifying TPM in BIOS.
Not yet. They haven't.
I'm not feeling a need for it. If I want to prevent Windows 11, Easy enough. Now, I have client computers who have gotten the prompt for Windows 11 and they call me and I tell them, no, and click on the not now or whatever the choice is. And I haven't bothered to go disable TPM on those computers because if they do accidentally get updated to Windows 11, well, there's our test. We're going to have to test that office sometime. And if they get along with it fine, then all right. And I know I've got somebody among my client offices. I walked up to their desk one day, saw they were Windows 11, asked them, did you realize you have Windows 11? They said, no. Did you notice your computer operating differently? No. They didn't even notice the taskbar difference. That's normal people. Tony Wallow, $1. Thank you, Tony. I've got 2 chat screens here that I guess on this one I'm probably way behind on the one that I'm broadcasting. Let's see. So it's there's Tony showing up here. Oh, I guess I am caught up. Then demeanor, no way that it was installed without user agreement. I think the Bronc 9 agreed my mistake when it went in the update setting to Windows Insider program. Now, if I haven't heard back from Bronc 9 yet, if he's in the Insider program, because I think if you sign up for the Insider program, you've kind of signed away your options.
Yeah. You pretty much just let Microsoft do whatever the hell they want to.
Yeah. So if you're in the Insiders program, I don't know that you're going to get asked.
Yeah, but they got flowers and chocolate, so, you know.
I will say one thing, they should have a message on developer. If you're stupid enough to take this, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're cautious enough to give yourself a safety valve, such as making occasional image backups.
Well, I signed up for the Insider program way back when, but I've never gotten anything except emails about it. Nothing has ever happened to my computer. I never activated or whatever you need or downloaded any of the Insider bills.
Yeah.
Well, what you can do is I have this computer signed up for it, but I have it where I don't run it. And, I don't pick any of them. I disable them and I get the emails. And that's why I wanted it. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. You go in Windows Insider. Stop getting preview bills and you get the email all the time.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I did. It was a long while ago, and I have looked at some of the emails, and that's about it. My machine was so old, it wouldn't have accepted any of the Windows 11 Insider bills anyway on my old machine. So
there's a Bronc 9 saying he doesn't remember joining.
Exactly. I was going to say he doesn't.
But it is okay. So when you do Windows key or WinVer, Gary, you're saying that if you're in the Insiders program, you'll see that here.
No, in the developer.
What?
If you're in the Insiders program as developer, it will tell you expiration date for Windows.
Oh, but does it actually use the term developer in this?
Yes.
Screen here? Okay.
Yes.
But so if you're in the Insiders program, but not the developer level, do you not have a confirmation here?
Correct. There is no expiration.
Oh, no expiration. It's the expiration that's identifies developer. All right.
And we have, acquaintances at Microsoft, and basically I was told on this one, like I said, the developer is sending you stuff they want tested.
Yeah.
But not at all supported. Beta, it's not supported, but it is close to being released. Preview, it is basically done.
Yeah.
But developer, good luck.
Now, if I was actually a software developer, I don't think I'd be wanting to be doing the testing with the developer edition of Windows. I'd want the pre-release or whatever.
Probably beta, actually.
Call it now.
You'd want something stable.
Yeah. Yeah. Prior to the public release, but not the developer. I think that'd be I think the things that they could have in developer could be adversely affecting your software that would actually work fine in the pre-release edition, but because of the other things that they have in the developer edition could be causing you grief that is unrelated to your software. But
Well,
I don't know. I'm not in that world. I don't work there. Catherine says, "I'll like the video, please." Oh, let's see. There's something else. Oh, I've got no. The Mac is not set up anywhere. My iMac, and I'm not decided yet whether I'm going to bring that back, because the only thing I've been using that for is to run the studio, the live stream studio on. But right now I've got that running on computer 3 that I can go look at. Let's see, 42 concurrent viewers.
41.
Yeah, I saw that just change on the actual YouTube stream. I was also concerned about how I had some struggles with the second monitor on my streaming computer and changing around my buttons and everything. I actually had to change the whole XSplit presentation, is what they call the collection of scenes that you have. And I was getting some really high CPU utilization. So let's see, I'm looking at CPU utilization now, 60, and GPU 42, and I was seeing up into the mid 90s occasionally for CPU utilization without even live streaming. So I made some other adjustments and was not confident that this was going to work today at all. Let's see, Ida, same here as a developer, was in the system builders program back when Windows 2000 days. They send me operating system CDs, t-shirts, paperweights, pins, things like that. So I think Ida actually is a developer, not just in the developers program of the Insiders program. I'm not certain. V says, I was signed up for the Insiders program when they developed the 10 and then got 10 for free.
I just had a thought, Doug. How about monkey and elephant wallpaper and go for the Disney Jungle Book thing?
I will take that under advisement.
Okay. Good call.
But Black Watch, Buck is not 7.
Say again?
I said you are not 7.
Oh, he's not. Oh, I'm not 7 years old.
Yeah.
All right. I
right.
will accept that. So the Bronc gives us a. He says, if I reinstall Windows, I can go back to Windows 10. Absolutely.
Yes.
Sorry.
Absolutely. And you shouldn't even have, if you said that you did Carrie's 8-year build, you should not have to enter the code again, because I think.
Yeah, it should reactivate. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a digital license now, so you shouldn't have to even re-enter the code, the Windows 10 Pro code. Speedy
Yeah,
C
the two machines that I have here that have Windows 11 on them, they're quote unquote unsupported. If I were to just wipe them off and reinstall 10, the digital license will come right back.
Oh yeah,
I've done it enough times.
Yeah. Now, but I don't think the developers program, the developers, Insider program, developers level, I don't think that would automatically come back, would it?
No, that shouldn't.
I don't think so. I think you'd have to
the other way to make sure of this is before he bothers to reinstall Windows 10, go into the BIOS and turn off TPM.
Right.
End of story. Have a nice day.
Right. You're not going to get 11 that way. Speedy C says, Doug, I remember Microsoft saying Windows 10 would be the final version of Windows. No, they did not.
They never said that.
But Microsoft have moved the goalpost again. What they did say, Speedy, and okay, from Windows Weekly, help me, Gary, with her name.
Mary Jo?
Mary Jo.
Ollie.
She researched this back, and she found where that it was widely believed that, yes, Microsoft said Windows 10 would be the final version. She traced it back to a seminar workshop that a person employed by Microsoft said something to the effect of, this is not a direct quote because I don't remember the direct quote, but it was something to the effect of, in this last version of Windows, such and such and so and so. And reporters took that to mean claiming this would be the last version of Windows, where what he's really saying, in this latest version, in this most recent version, but he said in this last version. But because he used the word last, and reporters key in so much on specific words that are used, that became widely reported, and even within Microsoft's staff, it was substantially thought that was what was announced to the public, but it was not. There was no other documentation.
You know how far, oh, sorry, I always interrupted, I apologize. Do you know how far away that guy was from being officially, allowed to say that? I mean, he couldn't have stood up and said that at our company without being fired.
My understanding is that he said it in a some conference, where all the media go to a conference and they have a bunch of different seminars and workshops going on. It was not a keynote speech. The keynote speeches are very closely scripted for this very reason. So it was in a more informal workshop. It was not broadcast, but there were a lot of reporters there recording it. And I went and read up on the detail about it, went and looked at the transcript of it. I don't think I ever found a video of it.
Yeah, but I mean, English is a very complicated language, yes?
Yeah.
And last can mean last, or it can also mean latest, yes? And,
right.
Well.
And those types of workshops are not scripted. Those speakers will have outlines or bullet points.
Yeah,
but when Satya gets up on the stage, that's closely scripted. He does not talk off the cuff.
Turn me off. No, Doug, what I'm saying though is he is not, the person who said it is not the person who has the authority to say it if it was true.
Well, yeah. I'd say completely that's the case.
I mean, you go around a lot of businesses. I mean, with your job, the person in the corner is not allowed to say that kind of stuff for publication.
Now, another thing that Mary Jo documented, though, is that even though that was widely reported, Microsoft never actually denied it.
Exactly.
Never officially denied that statement.
It's called politics, my friends.
Yeah.
The perfect sales routine. Come on, geez.
Well, then there's a whole topic of intentionally leaking something.
Or not. It still comes out the same in a wash, Doug. It gets everybody hyped up and away it goes.
Yeah.
You have to watch what you say. Quite a few years ago now, when I was actually working here in Vegas at a company, I sent an email in it, and it had something that was true in the email, but it wasn't the official party line. And I got reamed out pretty good for sending the email, although it was only an internal email.
I mean, you were not officially the person who should be saying that, correct?
They didn't want anybody officially saying it.
No, but there was somebody who could say it. It just wasn't.
Well, I mean, it was the company president perhaps could have said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
And it never went external at all, but nonetheless, companies are sensitive about that sort of thing.
And there's only certain people who can say that.
Here's the link that Jeff Ryman put into chat. Why is there a Windows 11 if Windows 10 is the last Windows? Is this the article written by Mary Jo? Because she did publish
No,
it.
this is
Mark.
PC World magazine article, but it explains about the guy's name,
the same thing,
where he did it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And when all this happened, Windows 11 was not even a smoke signal, right? Come on.
In 2015, I doubt it.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt that they had that in mind. But you know, to your point, Blackwatch, we don't know. All right, if you wanna spend time thinking of conspiracy theories, have at it. Enjoy yourself.
I do think the aliens were working on it, the green ones.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just a convenient marketing and sales thing that dropped in their little lap. That's my point.
That could be. That could be, and I don't really care about that.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Okay. So here, let's see. Monty Yoel with $5. Thank you so much. There's Jeff's link. Thank you for the link. Install Windows 10 without the key during installation. The board is already activated. Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks for mentioning that, because if you reinstall Windows 10, you'll come to the point where it asks for a key. You just say, I don't have a key, even though you do, and even though we know that the computer already has a digital license. Just install. Once you get up to Windows desktop, it will be activated. Nothing extra to do. Hellos. Okay, so that gets us caught up. Do you want to hear stories? I gotta go get my sheet. I'm gonna give you some stories.
Do you, Jim?
Oh, I have enough of my
He
own.
goes back to Studio B to get a story. And now he goes back.
I have plenty of my own stories, thank you.
I get my script, right? Unscripted live stream, but there's a script. And a couple of these, just to put us in mind that normal people don't have the same understanding that we have. So here's a client that called me on Monday, saying that she's got a problem on her computer. She Googled it. She's tried a whole bunch of different things, and she said she can't see the right side of the screen. So I connected remotely to her computer, and she said it's driving her crazy, and she finally called me about it. So here, let's see, I'm going to turn off the picture-in-picture. I'm going to demonstrate what she had, like here in the chat window. She couldn't see those buttons in the upper right corner. And this approximates what she had. So I connected remotely to her computer, and I did this, put my mouse up in the title bar and dragged it over to the left. She says, oh my God, you fixed it.
No.
Okay? So when you're supporting somebody who calls you, you need to be able to, what I'm encouraging is you need to be able to fix that and demonstrate it and explain it without them feeling like you've laughed at them.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, I wait till I get off the phone with them before I do that.
Yeah, you could do that, but I'm what I did when I got off the phone is I wrote it down on this piece of paper. I'm going to tell that story. So let's see, Greg Guy, if you had to go get your script, then you need a new script writer. No, I need memory cells replaced. And CFW laughs. Okay, so then here's the next one. Oh, now this one wasn't, this is the network solutions thing that network solutions is so antiquated. What's one of the things Carrie says? They're so 1993. Network solutions. So what happened is we saw there was something that, oh, I know what it was. He got a scam email from Network Solutions saying we need to verify your identity. He sent me an email asking if this is legit. I replied to his email and that email bounced. And so then a little bit later, I think I did probably through text message, and Oh, before I did the text message, I got another email from him maybe an hour later telling me that he responded to that email. The scam email that was asking to verify his identity. It looked like it was legitimate from Network Solutions, the only clue. All of the language and all the grammar was fine. It really looked official. The only clue is the email address it came from was networksolutions.com.co.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine's the first to recognize the
Columbia.
.co.
Columbia?
Columbia.
Yeah.
Network
Columbia.
Solutions is not based in Columbia.
I doubt it.
So
Because otherwise they would be called Soluciones, the Spanish part, yes, for network. Yes.
yeah, I'm certain Network Solutions is not from Columbia. All of their addresses are .com. So anyway, when I saw that email saying that he responded to it, I replied to him, that email was bogus. We need to change your password. Because when he said he responded to that, I assumed that meant that he put in his credentials. So when I called him, or he called me later, and he confirmed, yes, it did prompt him to put in his credentials, and yes, he did do that. I said, okay, we got to go change your password right now and turn on two-factor authentication. So he went in and changed his password, could not find any place for two-factor authentication. So I said, I'll tell you what, let's hang up the phone call. I'll disconnect from your computer. You go back to your work, and I'll go research and find the two-factor authentication. So I researched two-factor authentication, Network Solutions, and I found it. And I went in and saw where to start doing it. So then I connected to him remotely, got him on the phone. We started going through it. And then I realized this is two-factor authentication for the administrative console, which used his name, not his email address, but used his name. So they had two-factor authentication for signing into the administrator's console, but no two-factor authentication capability for a user's email account. That is just so totally irresponsible.
Yes, it is.
And backwards. And now they have already, a year and a half ago or so, they formed a new company name. And they have new email addresses with a new company name. The domain is hosted by Google. The email is hosted by Microsoft 365, which is weird. But we have two-factor authentication for all of those accounts. But some of them, including the senior partner, wants to keep his old account with Network Solutions because he has that in use so many places. So I said, anytime we suspect a problem, we must go in and change your password. Now, it's quite possible that the criminals, when you put in your credentials, that there wasn't somebody sitting behind a keyboard to act upon that right away. But if they were, what they would have done is probably configured Outlook to download all of your emails so that they could study them over time, and then they'll start out sending hoax emails, scam emails to people in your contacts list. So pay attention over the next weeks or even months. It could take a while before they make use of that information.
Is this a law firm you're talking about?
It's a CPA.
CPA, yeah, almost.
Yeah, but all of his personal contacts are in there. People that know him, and that's his only email address. So all of his activity is through that email address, and
They could really disrupt his business.
it could disrupt his business. It could harm his reputation. So now I was surprised that he responded to it because he's been very, very good about sending me emails. Is this legit? And he does not act upon it until I give him a response. Usually they are not legit. There have been occasions when they are legit. And I can tell him that. And typically the easiest clue is looking at the domain name and looking at the grammar and the language and what they're asking for. And don't click on anything that winds up asking for your credentials. If you click on something that's asking for your credentials, don't put them in. Go to that website using your, your bookmark for their legitimate website. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. Scriptwriter, Greg Guy. Then you need to get some Paragen to replace the lost memory cells to $29.99 at CVS. Yeah, they've got supplements for memory problems, right? Yeah, that doesn't work. Next story. Next story. Client sends me a text asking 2 questions. Where is the deleted items folder? It used to be on my desktop, so I figure that's probably going to be pretty easy to answer. And the next question is, I can't find my saved websites folder. What? Saved websites, what is that? So I connect to her computer, excuse me, have her on the phone, and it turns out when she goes to a website that she wants to go back to later, let's see, I can show this because I think she's using Google Chrome for this. And I've got, let's come over here, Google Chrome. So like if she wants to save this, instead of bookmarking it, I'll turn off the picture-in-picture, she come up here to the kebab menu, 3-dot menu, and she goes to more tools, and then save page as, and she would go into a folder for saved website, something like that. It was on her Google Drive, and she would save that there, and it gets saved as an HTML. And I asked her, why do you do that instead of making a bookmark? And her answer is, well, I don't understand how bookmarks work. So, I have a long history with this person, and I had a choice at that point to teach her bookmarks or try to find her saved websites. We spent some time on her looking for the saved websites in her Google Drive, could not find it. The reason why she was asking for the recycle bin is because she thought maybe it was accidentally deleted. So she was trying to go to the recycle bin. So I turned that icon back on for her desktop. It wasn't in the recycle bin. It wasn't in the Google Drive trash folder. We did a few different search techniques. Could not find it anywhere. I said, can you remember any website that was saved there? Because I figured maybe we could search for the name of the website. And she couldn't think of one that she had saved as a website. So I'm figuring, okay, this really isn't that important. If there's nothing there that she can recollect that she saved this way. So we just wound up saying, yeah, I don't know where they are. She's not really willing to spend money on me tutoring her through things. And she has another tech person that does that kind of, supposed to be doing that kind of stuff for her. So I'm supposed to be the very low amount of work for her. So we did not go any further with it. I just kind of wrote it off and moved away from it. But it was surprising to me with the literacy that she has with Google Drive. She uses her computer just about all day long, both she and her husband, home business, and hasn't taken the time to understand bookmarks. It was a surprise. So, again, help her through that as best as I can within reason, which wasn't very far, and not let her feel demeaned or belittled or anything like that for lack of knowledge. That's my strategy regarding providing support anyway. Okay. Anybody else have a story to tell about tech stuff this week?
Actually, Doug,
Yeah.
I actually have a tech question that was
Okay.
beyond perplexed. And in the lower right-hand corner of my screen, where the notifications come,
Yeah.
I am getting a notification from Gmail, and I have no clue why or how. It is a Gmail account that I like never use. Matter of fact, it's use it to sign on to YouTube. That's it. Why am I
Okay.
getting email notifications from there?
Okay. So my attention turns towards adjusting notification settings. I'm just looking at mine to see if Google is in there or Gmail, and I would think that that's going to be from.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that that's going to be from the Gmail screen itself, the settings for it. So let's see, I'm exploring around, and if somebody else comes up with this answer, speak up. Let's turn off the picture-in-picture for this. On this gear icon, when you're on the Gmail page, the gear icon should be settings for Gmail.
Yeah, top right.
Yeah, and then see all settings, manage this organization, no. So I'd be expecting a place to manage notifications. I'll go look at chat soon and see if somebody knows.
Yeah, well, what are you getting here? Are you getting notifications on every email sent to that account?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am.
Is
And
that
you
on the computer that you're using right now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so my first thought was down in the bottom right corner in this notifications. Click on that and then come up here to manage notifications up at the top. And then scroll down here looking for a Gmail app in here. I'm not seeing anything in there, and I'm using Gmail through the web interface.
I don't use it at all for email. I've never checked it.
Okay, how about a Gmail app? If you go to the Windows button in the bottom left corner, and then
I've checked both programs and features and apps on settings.
and you don't have Gmail anywhere.
Nope.
Let's see, that'll just launch Google Chrome.
What browser are you using?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Edge.
Edge. Okay. Well, forget that then. Okay.
Well, that's the browser he's using to browse, but that doesn't necessarily, he could be getting notifications from Google Chrome. Is Google Chrome installed on that computer?
It is.
Okay.
But again, very rarely used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Google Chrome runs in the background. Now, does that happen even if you don't launch it?
Well, yes. I go days without launching it. And on startup, I have it where it doesn't run, where it doesn't start up.
Yeah.
And go to Task Manager.
How about opening Google Chrome and the three-dot menu and then more tools and then extensions? Is there
Okay.
anything in there for Gmail?
Come on. 3 dots. You said settings?
Yeah, the three-dot menu and then more
Yeah.
tools, not settings, more tools,
Gotcha.
and then extensions.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably also available through settings, but
Yeah, no problem.
is there any extension in there that has to do with Gmail?
One called Bookmarks Cleanup, I didn't put it there. And the new block that I did put there. That's it.
So answer to that is no.
And there was Google Drive and some other stuff like that that Google put there. I got rid of all that a long time ago.
All right. So, wait a minute. I promised I was going to get back to chat and see if somebody's putting something in there about it. Browser
No problem.
notifications. Agree with Sam unless email client somehow not configured with Gmail account. It's called desktop notifications. Check all notification settings each web browser. Desktop notifications. So let's try. I'm going to do Windows key desktop notifications. That's just a search. That's not getting me to anything. So what's the path to get to the desktop notifications that Greg Guy and Sam? No, Sam is saying notification to each web browser.
Desktop connection.
Is that account linked to any others?
Nope. Seriously, no.
No.
I set it up strictly for YouTube. So.
All right. Yeah, but after setting it up for YouTube, is that when notifications started coming, or did they recently start coming, or?
Recently started coming.
But you don't actually use that as a Gmail account, so what you're getting now is probably spam.
Very much so.
It may have taken a while for that spam to start coming to you.
Yes.
So this could have been a problem ever since you installed Google Chrome, and created the Gmail account, but didn't become apparent until you started getting spam in that account.
And there is one thing that they won't let me change, or I tried to change, not they, but the Gmail they, is when you set it up, you have to put in a real email. Or not a real, but.
A secondary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
So, but I haven't, that's been there forever. So I think it's something that Gmail might have changed, except you guys would have got it too if you're using Gmail.
Okay, here's Greg Guy. It looks like kind of an authoritative statement he's making. It's in Gmail, all settings, place a check mark and no notifications. In Gmail, all settings. So here I'm in Gmail, then come up, whoops, wait a minute, settings gear.
Okay.
See all settings.
Got that.
And then, what did he say next? All settings, place a check
Desktop
mark.
notifications is what he's going to say.
So where's that?
About halfway down.
Oh, is it?
Except it's already set mail notification off.
Desktop notifications. I have mail notifications off. So what I'm showing on YouTube right now, Gary, you're saying that's already says off?
Yep. Yes.
Wow, that's curious. Do you have any mail notifications visible right now?
No.
When you go to notifications, because you've cleared them, right?
Yes.
All right, so we can't trace that down.
If I might offer a suggestion, I don't know if this is going to be pertinent or not.
All right.
Please.
In the main start menu settings, go to System.
Okay.
And in System, the third one down should be Notifications and Actions.
I like that. It's a good idea. Okay.
And then Notifications, it has a whole bunch of stuff in there. If you scroll down a little bit, it says get notification from these senders.
And where? And that one I don't see. Who?
Yeah.
I'm doing this on Windows 10. If you're doing 11,
everything's there. What did you say though?
I said that looking at the notifications and actions.
Right.
There's a section that says notifications, where you can turn it all off.
No, I understand.
And you got scroll down further, it says get notifications from these senders.
Right, got that.
Okay. If you scroll down that list, and see if there's anything there with Gmail.
No.
No?
Yeah, that's
there is one. Go ahead.
That's the same screen that I got to. Notice this is titled Notifications and Actions. I'm going to close this, and the way that I go to that screen is come down to this notifications icon, then manage notifications.
Okay.
And that's the same.
No, I got it. The only one I have is Google Chrome. Maybe.
Google Chrome is in this list?
Yes.
Turn it off.
I just did. I appreciate that. I appreciate it regardless, but.
Yeah. Turn it off and see if that stops it.
I'm going to send myself one right now.
No, there you go.
I turn off all notifications.
Yeah, I routinely turn off all notifications. You see all these check boxes empty. I do that when I set up computers for clients.
They're annoying.
Nobody needs those notifications.
The thing that gets me is when people bring me a machine where I'm getting all of these pop-up stuff going on, and I go into their Google Chrome, and they've got all these notifications from all these websites enabled. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, and then you're wondering why you're getting these notifications. Hello, McFly.
Yeah.
No, I don't get that many because I know what I got on. I just didn't see that. I didn't ever think of that one, to be honest with you.
So did you test it sending an email to yourself?
Yeah, and I had a Gmail, believe it or not, hasn't that one. Either their fault or my fault. I mean, system, you know what I mean? Hopefully.
Let's see. Here's another. Dan the Man has a link to probably that same question. Now, he may have just Googled this and given us what he found in Google. Change
I don't have
email
a problem.
notifications. Get email notifications. Chrome, you won't see notifications. Open Gmail, CL settings, desktop notifications. Yeah, we've been there, done that.
I know what I'll do. I'll put porn in it and see test it because that's what it's sending me.
You send what?
I said jokingly, it's sending me porn. And stuff.
Oh, okay. So when you sending an email to yourself, are you sending it from your other email address?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not sending it from the same address. I wouldn't trust that to behave the same way as an external
Let's
address.
see.
So notification sounds on and off.
I did something I shouldn't have done while we're talking. I turned about 10 of them off, just argument's sake.
You did what?
I turned 10 of the notifications off. I didn't need to, but
Oh, you just turned a bunch of other stuff off. All right.
yeah, so if it works, I'm glad. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, you don't really care which one did it, probably.
Yeah, it bugs me that the one on Gmail, the mail notification off was off. Then I would have thought that would have done it when you guys were talking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
Let's
list,
see if it's there.
the list below it is an exception to the turn everything off, right? It's an exception list.
Hold on.
Oh, was it?
Do what now?
I'm just going to show what he's talking about. I think I understand what he said. Now, this down here, get notifications from these senders. I think Blackwatch is saying this is an exception list. Select a sender to see more settings. Some senders might also have their own notification settings. If so, open the sender to send them. This looks like this is on and off. Now, all of these sliders are on the on side, but they're grayed out. Wait a minute, what? Show me.
Because all of them are turned off.
Oh, I think they're actually off because I've got this off up here.
Yes.
The main one grades them out.
So this
Yeah,
is
you've
going
got
to
everything.
individually turn them off so that I can pick and choose which ones I have off. But I think when I had this off up here, that turned them all off, even though in gray they claim to be on.
It's not there yet, but I'm looking at something and I'm throwing it out because it's making me think bad things. Microsoft Edge, I have notifications on because if there's any problems, I want to see it. Okay. I mean, Edge, if you notice, you guys notice it updates about once a week to a
All
new
right.
version,
Yeah.
which is fine, whatever. But I'm always in Edge when it comes. I wonder if it's coming because of Edge or because of Google Chrome.
Well, I think Edge has its own notifications capability.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But it's just like mail. I have it where it actually rings a cute little bell when if I'm in the office and don't see it, I want to see it. I mean, there's some people I'll let email go until next Tuesday, but others I want next minute.
Yeah.
Well, Gmail got my email from the other system, and I did not get a notification yet. So maybe turning off Chrome worked.
All right.
Doesn't make sense, sorry, but
Now, crazy thing is, I get notifications on my watch of emails coming in and text messages coming in, and I like that.
From Chrome or from everybody?
Pardon?
From Chrome or from Outlook or?
For all emails coming in, it's, well, now, is it that so? It seems that I was going to say, is it just ones that I have flagged as important, and I don't think so, because I get emails coming through there that are, billing notifications that I don't consider high priority. I haven't flagged them as high priority, but I like getting notifications on my watch when the emails are coming from somebody that I want to have a reputation of responding quickly to. So my clients, they send an email instead of text. I'm going to go ahead and respond quickly to their email if it's reasonable and easy for me to do. So
Right.
Seeing those on my watch turns out to be really convenient, and I'm not getting overburdened with notifications on my watch. So I just left it as is. It's an iWatch.
Well, when I say personal, I mean business personal. When I get, emails that I want, I probably get 30 to 40 a day, believe it or not. Now, not all of them are response that I need to respond to, but I get a carbon copy that went to you, and I got to kind of know that it went to you.
I'm guessing that, there's that darn memory cell problem again.
Tell me about it.
I was gonna I was trying to twist there somehow why I'm not getting an excessive. Oh, I know why. In Gmail, let's go back to here. On my Gmail, I have this. Whoops, where is it? Get back to my email box. I have these tabs that I showed to Ken Stout, how to split these out for primary, social, and promotions. I'm not getting social and promotion notifications on my watch. I think what I'm getting on my watch is just this stuff that's showing up in my primary tab. So I think that's why I'm not getting an excessive amount of emails. Now, I mean, there's a lot right here for today, right? I haven't cleaned out for today yet. And I don't get them when my watch is on the charging stand. So I don't start getting them until I actually put them on my wrist. So this is what, 7 or 8 that it looks like I may have received today on the watch.
I'm not reading them, but it looks like you got the quote personal items as opposed to business.
Well, yeah, there's personal there as well as business. That's my main email address.
Okay.
The DougBetts at LiveWindowsTraining.com also comes in on this tab. So everything of mine comes in here.
And you only have 2,000 emails.
Unread. No, that's 3,000. This is showing over here 2,957 unread. Over here in the upper right says 30,891 that I still have access to. Doesn't cost me anything to ignore them, so I ignore them. But I do go through all the unread messages each day, so I delete a bunch of the. Well, here I'll just go ahead and show my management here because I find it very reasonable. Because most of the stuff I come into, I just want to glance at it, and I don't need to open it or read it. So I'm looking down these to look for anyone that I actually do want to look at the email. And I'm getting all the way down to here. I've got that covered that whole screen. So now shift, click, and delete. Boom, gone. And then here's some more. Click and shift click and garbage can, gone. But all these ones over on social and promotion, they're still unread. I don't go look at them. No need to. I do have, over here in social, it gives, when somebody makes a comment on YouTube, The new comments, I don't need those on email because I go look at those in my YouTube studio. But if somebody replies to a comment, those are, I have a rule set up so that they show up on my primary tab, because when somebody replies to a comment that I've made, like somebody makes a comment on YouTube and I reply to them and then they reply to that, I need an email on that because I won't see that in the YouTube studio. So that comes in on my primary tab because of a rule that I've set up.
What do you use for the criteria for the rule?
All right, so I'll go show you that. See all settings, and then here's filters, and then here's a bunch of matches. So if an email matches these, here's from no reply. When a new reply comes in, it has in the subject line, it says new reply, and the rule is to star it. So if I go over here and edit that rule, you see it's from the address of no reply at youtube.com. And then if I click continue, that takes me here to when a message is an exact match for your criteria, I want it starred. And if it is starred, then it will show up on my primary tab. And I'm not going to update the filter because I haven't changed anything. So the primary tab is going to show starred items automatically. I don't know what I'm trying to click to now.
Yeah, believe it or not, with salespeople, I've actually had salespeople leave stuff on me at work. I mean, business sales, but show up. Which is about the stupidest thing you can do to try to get business.
I guess I didn't understand that because that sounded like the right thing to do. The salespeople for your business.
No, trying to sell to us, to me.
Trying to sell to your business.
Yeah, show up with no appointment, nothing.
Oh, they physically show up in your office.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's
wow.
why. That's why I have a non-business email. Because no, you're not. In other words, I ignore most of the spam they send daily.
Yeah. But you don't have people trying to sell to you personally.
No.
That are showing up in your business. They're wanting a business account, so they have more money at stake.
Right.
And it's worth it to them to show up. Do you ever talk to them in person?
No.
You always turn them away? Yeah.
Yep.
I think
No.
that makes sense.
No, you've been I don't mean this as an insult. You've been around a while. Remember when I used to sell toner cartridges, scams over the phone?
Yeah.
I gave them the wrong address one time and ordered 2 pallets full. I gave them 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Oh, there you go.
You know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
White House.
Yeah, the White House.
You got it.
Now that's one thing that I kind of enjoy about privacy.com. It's the privacy credit cards. That's what this icon up here is for. I'll make up privacy credit cards that are vendor specific so that I can have a privacy.com credit card for something that I'm buying off of. It could be a monthly subscription or whatever, but once I make up that credit card, it will only work with that vendor. So and I've had it happen where I order something from a website that's a little sketchy. I don't know if I trust that. I ordered a fireplace manual off of a website that I thought was sketchy, and I used a privacy.com credit card. And it still is continuing to show declines from other websites that are trying to charge on that card. And they won't go through because it's not the site that I authorized.
Well, this is back in the day where they loved calling, and they would get a secretary or accounts payable clerk. And, we got those for Gary Weisenberger, blah, blah, blah. Will you okay this? And,
right.
Oh, for Gary? Yeah, sure. This is Sandy.
Right.
And then we get a bill for $2,000, okay, by Sandy. And she'd tell us, we got her this or that. What are you talking about?
Now,
Well,
actually, the rest of that story on privacy.com is I can put in a false name, I can put in a false address at the website that I'm trying to purchase from, and privacy.com will verify anything that I've told the website.
Back to them, yeah. Well,
So I
actually got a visit from government employees, Secret Service,
in regards to what?
sending the toner cartridges.
Oh yeah. Sure.
This is not a joke.
No,
Yeah.
I understand that's not a joke. I've heard that. I mean, if you mess around with.
Well, I did it to send it to them, as in figuring that you'd get in trouble for sending them, not me for.
Yeah.
I just was mad and wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Gary. This is a joke. The problem is it was on you, right?
Yeah. I was the idiot that didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Well, this is back in the day, literally, if you remember, we're talking middle 80s, early 90s. They'd call that stuff every Tuesday. You need this? No. How the heck, they try to sell printers that way. What they were fake. You wouldn't get them, or you'd get refurbished garbage.
But these salespeople that show up, they got to go through your security, your guardhouse, surely.
The hourly, yes. Salary, no. They go through the front. They understand these people are salespeople. They're not just people from the street. Hourly goes to security, goes through the guard shack, as you would say. But, office people, they come dressed halfway decent. They get a receptionist, and I have an appointment with, what's his name, Gary,
Nobody got through our guardhouse. They could show up and say, the highest level, we got an appointment, yada, yada. Well, you're not going anywhere till it's confirmed.
The guardhouse has nothing to do with the salary side of the building, literally.
Well, how'd they get there?
It's called a door. Open doors, call receptionist, see receptionist, talk receptionist.
Receptionist needs clarification.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, what's your name? Oh, Sandy, using Sandy to say I like the name. I'm running late. I'm supposed to meet Gary for lunch, wherever. Could you call him? Or half the time, the idiots would send them back.
It's a form of social engineering.
Very good. Blackwatch, that's what you got to understand. These people are good at.
Yeah, it's social engineering by a salesperson instead of a hacker.
Nobody got past our guardhouse. Nobody.
Well, different businesses have different levels of criteria given to their.
Well, the guardhouse is only on one side of the building. I mean, it doesn't cover the offices. We have a very nice front. You saw it, you would think it was a classically designed building. I mean, outside on the side. Ooh, yuck! I don't want to go back there. There's nothing wrong inside. Please don't think I'm saying that, but
let me catch a couple things here in chat. Ken Stout Live. Ken, you're still in Zoom, aren't you? I don't understand. Restart Google, restart Windows. What are you talking about there?
He made all these changes to everything, but he didn't do the one thing that usually fixes everything and shut everything down and restart and see what happens. You can make a change to something and it might not take effect until you restart the computer.
Okay.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Bill.
Oh,
yes.
I was actually talking to Doug, but yeah, in a roundabout way, you made changes and then you sent yourself a test, but I don't think you restarted anything, did you?
nope.
Didn't think so.
No, I did. It took a while, but it worked because I don't know, it worked.
You haven't received a notification yet, so maybe.
I found you can make changes over and over and over again, and you make the one simple change of restart, reboot, and voila, your problem is fixed.
Reset it now.
Yeah. So then next, Chris, any site that asks for notifications, to push notifications, say no. And then there's a restart comment. Constanza, if Chrome is not the culprit, then in Edge, do the 3-dot settings, cookie, site permissions, notifications. Yeah, because the possibility that it's coming through Edge. And Ken, just amazing what that little function will do. Okay, caught up. Next. Oh, YouTube Premium. I think last week I told you about my YouTube Premium was gone, and somebody pointed out that it should say
Premium.
Premium up there where it says YouTube. Let's see, why am I not? Oh, here. I'll do this, and yeah, so up here in the upper left, last week it said YouTube up here instead of Premium, and I was getting commercials everywhere. And it took several separate sittings trying to solve the problem, and I had to dig pretty deep into the Google account settings for AdSense. They were wanting an extra identification. Now, the criticism of them is I get to a point where it showed transactions. It showed my YouTube Premium payment looking like it was successful. And I didn't discover it wasn't successful until I clicked deeper and find that it was declined. At one point it was canceled, and another point it was declined. And I got in deep enough with AdSense, I got to a screen where they wanted an extra identification, even though they have already paid me in the past. They wanted a copy of my driver's license. So I took a picture of my California driver's license. Took 2 days for them to send me an email saying, okay, you're verified now, you're approved, but still my YouTube Premium wasn't back. So a couple days later, I go in poking around in YouTube and enter another credit card, and it finally goes through successfully. And so then my YouTube Premium is back. But I spent hours on trying to track it down, and it was just buried so deeply. Never got an email message about it. Although I did get an email message from AdSense saying your payments are suspended, but nothing to lead me to the source of the trouble. And I recorded screens and videos through that whole process, but it would take so long to edit that into a video. I'm not going to do it. And I found lots of other people having problems with this, and never this solution pointed out or identified. So that was a struggle. But because AdSense wanted extra identification, they actually disabled my YouTube Premium, which is a different account. AdSense is a separate account. It interacts with YouTube, but it's separate. So,
Yes, but they just want to make your life a misery.
And they did that, Catherine.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very frustrating, and I think I have videos recorded of me very, very upset and using language that I would not publish on my channel. All right.
It's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, it's the worst. My clients often compliment me about my patience and persistence in resolving a problem. That's not true when I'm trying to resolve my own problem. No. Solving a client's problem, I can be patient and persistent. I'm getting paid for that, or to be persistent and solve the problem. But my own problems, oh, that pushes my buttons so quickly.
Yes, it is different too.
Can't hear you very well, Catherine.
It is different if you try to resolve your own problem or if you try to resolve the customer's problem.
Yeah. Now, if I resolve my own problem quickly, I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. But when it's hard to find it, when it's, in my opinion, a very poorly designed software or interface or something, yeah, I'm not patient. Character qualities go out the window. All right. There were some things in Carrie's live stream yesterday that intrigued me. The dangerous USB-C cables. I did a little more search for it as I saw, and I wasn't watching this live. When I saw Kerry doing a search, he was searching with Bing, and I was yelling at the screen, "That's your problem, is Bing. Use Google." And let's see, there was this. He was talking about this, not this one. He was trying to find that dangerous USB-C cables. I found this pretty easily with Google search, and it was interesting. It talks about, okay, Amazon has banned USB-C charging cables that do not comply with specifications, which are considered dangerous as they can damage devices they are used with and potentially cause safety risks. So I was curious, what are these dangerous? Now, this article is more than 5 years old, and Kerry was referring to it being in the news a year or two ago, but I think Kerry has, somewhat like me, time goes by fast. There may have been articles more recently, but this was from 5 years ago. Now, it comes down to, see if I can spot this under, designed under the USB 3.1 specification, USB-C can deliver a larger amount of power than older USB cables, allowing them to be used to charge such computers as MacBook and Chromebook, both of which require significantly more power than smartphones do. To do so, USB-C cables have a 56K ohm resistor that allows power supply in the device plugged in to work out the correct power level that suits both ends, making sure the device does not draw more power than the plug can supply. Unfortunately, some USB-C cables have made with the incorrect resistor, typically only 10K ohm, which means that it's possible for the device to draw more power than the plug can safely supply, or potentially for the plug to push more power than the device can take. Others are wired incorrectly, which could destroy whatever they are plugged into. And they refer to Russian roulette with USB-C cables. I'm not gonna read through it all, but I was intrigued to know what is this damage that can happen with cheap or fake USB-C cables, and that kind of makes me think that it's resolved. But there's a part. Let's see. There's one paragraph in here. Here, it's really great news, but we all have to continue to be vigilant and call out any bad products we find on Amazon and other stores. So this brings up the subject of those fake USB memory sticks that Kerry demonstrated recently, and his comment about him posting bad reviews on products and that Amazon has not taken down his bad reviews. So it's making me think that Amazon does respond at some level to bad products, but when does that happen? Because I've come across many things that I've was considering ordering and read the reviews and decide, no, there's way too many bad reviews or comments from people. But then other times when there's a few bad comments, I'll read those comments and I may see a reason to discount those comments. Either that the person was expecting too much, or didn't read the instructions, or whatever it may be. So I do look at comments a lot. And then this one. This one was about the USB NVMe enclosure, M.2 enclosure, and a couple times and he said that he didn't know what BOT meant, and I didn't either, and not a big deal to not know it, of course, but I was curious, what is it? So I did a Google search for those two terms, or is it UASP versus BOT? And that led me to this explanation, which was interesting. This chart here shows write and read speed, USB 3.0 with UASP and traditional USB 3.0 BOT in parentheses. So BOT is the traditional method that external USB does. Well, all the USB is external, right? But an NVMe, in this case, we were interested in an M.2 and an enclosure connected by USB. So whether it was using UASP or BOT. So the write speed was faster with UASP, but then it was interesting, and reading the details in here shows why. This graphic shows a smaller bar chart for UASP, whereas this one up here, USP look better. But this is CPU utilization. So UASP uses less CPU in order to copy the content. Then this highlighted part was highlighted by the Google search. UASP processes transfers in parallel, delivering data signals, meaning commands, status, and data in and out, in dedicated pipes. BOT, on the other hand, requires each signal to travel on the same pipe, taking turns, thus slowing the file transfer process. And then this part down here, how do I know if I have UASP, is kind of lame, because really all it's saying is that you know based upon the configuration of your computer. And there is nothing on screen to tell you that. I'm kind of summarizing that. And I may have done an unfair job of summarizing that. I just went as far as I was interested on that. But that's what I found. And a couple other things that I picked up from his video was the part about connecting cell phones to a monitor. I didn't know that. He asked the chat room, was that news to anybody? It was news to me. I didn't know that. But that was with an Android phone. I don't know if it works with an iPhone, but I'm going to look into it. And then the last piece, Crystal Disk Mark. I knew about saving directly from Crystal Disk Mark, but I didn't know about typing that description down at the bottom. That's cool. That is everything on my script. Hello, is this thing working?
It's working.
Yes, we are listening. We are all listening.
I know, I'm just dead silence. Anybody else? Interesting topic to bring up?
Oh, nobody was snoring, so I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
A friend of ours
I don't know,
had
Gary was
a
on
fake
mute.
profile sent to us through Messenger last week.
A friend of ours sent what?
A friend of ours, their account was faked and sent out fake messages through Messenger last week.
Yeah, we talked about that on live stream last week, and but a little more development on that. That was a mutual friend of Tim and mine. It looked like her email account got hacked. Couldn't really prove it, but I helped her with changing her password, and she already had two-factor authentication enabled. That's why I was questioning. I'm not sure that she actually got hacked. However, the two-factor authentication was using her cell phone and using an old email address that she no longer uses. So it is possible that the hacker was able
This came
to...
through Facebook Saturday.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
It is possible that the hacker actually recreated that old email account because that email account was probably available again. So the hacker could have established two-factor authentication by going to the extra effort of actually setting up that old email account name. Now, I'm a little more suspicious that that might be the case because we've also had a fake communication request come through, I think, from Facebook and Instagram from that same person. which means that that person could have faked those accounts too. I'm not too awfully concerned about chasing down those other accounts because, well, basically the public has to become more aware of these fake messages coming. And those accounts are out of our control. I'm certain that she's not using Facebook or Instagram. I just don't see her doing those things. I get fake "Hi, how are you" messages from people that I've known a long time ago frequently, and they will come back with a vengeance sometimes, which means another hacker purchased a list from the deep web of email accounts with credentials, or not, social media accounts with credentials, and they'll go onto those and send out new messages trying to catch another victim. Alex Cheek, hello, how are you? You just came into Zoom.
I'm doing all right, Doug. How are you and everybody else?
I'm good, and I'm gonna say everyone else except Ken is good.
I had a comment about your mirroring your phone to your computer
Yeah.
cable. I know you can do that with an iPhone plugged in with a cable through Zoom. Like
Did you say through Zoom?
Yes. Like you can take your iPhone cable and plug it into your computer, and then screen share your iPhone using the cable through Zoom. We tried that on Ken Stout's Zoom one night.
Yeah, but you can do that without a cable. I'm on Zoom right now with my cell phone, and I can share the screen on my cell phone, and I don't have it connected with a wire to my computer. Your cell phone on Zoom can do a share screen. So that requires Zoom. Now, what I'm interested in doing is I have an app on my computer. What's it? Here's I'm clicking on the icon to see what it is. Mirroring 360. It's an application on my computer, Mirroring 360, and through Bluetooth. Let's see, is it Bluetooth? No, it's not Bluetooth. It's got to be through the network connection. I can share my iPhone screen to this Mirroring 360 app, and I have broadcast that on my videos before. But I would far rather just plug in a cable to the lightning port on my iPhone, which the other side is connected to a USB port on the computer, and do that share screen, because it's full screen. It's a much better looking screen than what this app does. So Alex, I appreciate your comment, but I want to do it with that cable just connected to the USB port without having to have my phone connected in Zoom. So it's not a
No. What I mean is you don't have to have your phone. Your phone is not actually logged in to the Zoom itself.
Oh, okay.
What you do is you go to you're on your computer, the Zoom app on your computer. Click on the screen share button, and then you can click on the option that said I think it's under advanced, and
Yeah.
you can click on iPad or iPhone. There should be an option there for iPad or iPhone, and that will let you do it either over the network or with the cable plugged in.
Actually, I have enough here to test this right now. Here's what I want to do is here's the charging. I have the charging cable connected to my iPhone because battery. And I have a USB cable here that's connected to my computer number 2. So that's this computer. So if I connect the iPhone to computer number 2, just kidding. Okay, then allow this device to access photos and videos. I'll touch allow. Now, does that let me get...
Press the screen share button on your computer on Zoom, and then go into, I believe it's advanced or maybe under.
No, stop. Let go of Zoom. I want to connect this to my computer number 2, which is not on Zoom, because I want to be able to press my button to bring up computer number 2. I want the image there, not in Zoom. I know the way you did it with Zoom, and I understand that. I get that, but I think I should be able to do this on the computer. Let's see, display settings. How about that? Let's see, I'll show what I'm doing here. Display settings. How am I, on a laptop, when you press one of the function keys to bring up that panel on the right side for multiple monitors. Will this, did multiple displays detect? Will that detect the phone? No, didn't detect another display. And I understand your method is through Zoom, but I want to be able to do this through my capture device by capturing computer number 2. I am not seeing it. All right, so what you're saying, Alex, I have that connected now, and I have the reason why I can't just demonstrate that now is I don't have a USB extension connected to my streaming computer, which is what's running Zoom. So that'll take more futzing than I want to do right now, because I'm kind of thinking I'm getting close to winding this down. 2 hours and 40 minutes.
That's one thing I like about this little mini computer that I have, because it's just sitting right there on my desk, and it's very easy for me to unplug and plug stuff in and turn it around whenever I need to.
Yeah, sure.
Plug stuff in.
Sure. Well, yeah, you've seen I'm a fan of the microcomputers. I just don't have one right. Yeah, well, and the one that I'm streaming on obviously is not a microcomputer. So let me finish up with chat. Costanza gave the comparable in Edge. I think I already talked about that. Gary says, thank you, what you did. We'll see what happened. Here's another problem person. View deleted message. Yeah, and that was another website address that they were trying to promote. So just, hidden. Jim hid that person. Thank you. The Bronc, give them 100 lines each. 100 lines each. What's he referring to? The Bronc was the one that was having the developer edition of Windows 11. 100 lines each. What's he referring to? Anybody in Zoom?
Maybe he wants them to write 100 lines, like the teacher used to make you write 100 lines. Like, I would not do this, or would not do that.
Okay.
It's to do with school, Doug. Write this out.
All right.
100 lines.
All right. All right. I will not do that again 100 times on the chalkboard. Chalkboards. Boy, that was something else.
Doug, I have another question for you.
Okay.
How do you deal with people that when they can pick up their computer and you show them what you've done, and when they can pick up their computer, they're okay with what you've done. They're very happy. But then a couple of days later, they call you and say, I can't figure out how to do this, or I can't figure out how to do that. but they seem excited when they come and pick up your computer, when they come and pick
Yeah.
up their computer and don't have any complaints.
Yeah, that can happen, and I have a few comments to make along those lines. First, when people first pick up their computer, they haven't used it yet, so it may not be until they actually use it for a little while that they figure out, I got a problem with this. Now, I've had lots of times when I've ordered something that I thought, oh, this is going to be great, I'm going to love this, and I start using it, I say, oh, but there's this catch. There's some kind of catch or something you didn't foresee. Now, I'm not sure that I want to assume that this is that computer that you recently worked on, and that you were going to show her how to move all her pictures from the image, from the Macrium Reflect image back into her place. But this is something that a few of us, I think we're trying to make the point to you, is try to eliminate the new things that your client has to do by virtue of your work. The work you did, you solved a big problem for her. You got the computer back to functional, but you returned the computer to her with the requirement for her to do something that she's not accustomed to doing, is a new learning for her, and ideally you want to not do that at all. And a few of us were making the point to you that you could have eliminated that entirely if you would have gone to the next step.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I got 50 cents. It says it's the same person.
Yes, it was the same person, and
Okay.
the reason why is because she was complaining to me, accusing me of not copying over her files that she needed, even though I did, because I made a complete Macrium Reflect image. The problem was in the backup I made that I showed her how to mount on the computer, her files that she was needing was in the Windows.old folder, because the old install had done a Windows update and it left her files in the Windows.old folder. And if I hadn't told her that the files was in the Windows.old folder, she wouldn't have never found them, because she told me that she never clicks on anything with Windows in the name.
Yeah, and that would be a normal person's reaction to not go looking there. Okay, so you originally asked your question, Doug, what do you do when the client picks up their computer, they're happy with it, and then a couple days later they're not happy with it? And a more generic answer to that was to take that as a learning opportunity for yourself, where you have to examine, what could I have done better that would have eliminated that disappointment for that client? Now, you're not always going to have a solution to that. Sometimes the circumstance just isn't going to provide you an opportunity for that. But in this case, I think you could have gotten to the point to where you got her files all back where she was used to having them. So that there was nothing for her to learn different. And I would have relished the opportunity to work with you further on that, to go down that road, and to make video about that, because I think it would be very useful. Now, Alex, please don't misunderstand. We compliment and are proud of you for what you did solve. And yes, we helped you through that, but you turned to a support system, a help system. And I do that too. Some of you are familiar with Mike Smith, that does the Tech Vet shows with Carrie.
Yes.
And I am using him as a resource right now for one client, and I'm about to bring him in on another client as a resource. I have another person that is a web service provider that I turn to him. I'm currently turning to him for support with a client. A resourceful, good technician will have places to turn for help beyond Google. And you did that with us. And we are, I think I'm speaking for the others, pretty confident that I'm speaking for the others. We are pleased to have been there to help you with that. But we think as a team, we could have gone further with it.
And I have to say that she's happy with it now. And she needs me to, I don't know how soon she'll want it back, but she called me a couple of days ago asking me to repair her main laptop, her main computer that she uses on regular every day. I don't know how soon she'll want it back, but
okay.
It seems that it's got pretty much the same issue, same story. It did a Windows update and it caused the blue screen. She called Dell support about it, and Dell support tried to get her to wipe her computer without backing up any of her files or anything.
Yeah. Oh, bad. So many. That's a big thing with what's the store that has the computer service desk in them. A lot of those places they won't think twice to reformat and reinstall Windows and feel that they've solved the problem, and the customer is expected to have had the foresight to back up first. I hope you will really let us get very much involved with you on that laptop.
I plan on it if you don't need it back in the next day or two, because it's her main computer that she uses.
Well, and Alex, you don't have to wait for Saturdays with me. You can send me an email and we can do either a live stream or a recorded video during the week to help you with that. That does not have to be reserved for Saturdays.
If I may, Doug, real quick.
You may very quick.
Alex, she says she's happy with it now. Say to her, I'm closing the book on that machine then.
Blackwatch, you can't do that.
What?
Well, in a nice way, not.
No, not even in a nice way. You worked in my car, and next week the brakes failed because you changed them.
Well, you know what I'm trying to,
Well, you can't say that because she may find another problem, and I'm not.
Yeah, okay, no, not on the machine. Anyway, leave it, forget it. I'm not going.
Well, I'm pleased to know that even though she was not happy after a couple days, she still has since then reaffirmed her intention to bring the laptop to you. Is that right, Alex?
Right. Now this is a different computer. She was going to bring me her dad's, but she don't use that one. She don't use that one really. So and she don't have the budget right now to get both of them fixed.
Okay.
But she needs to get her main everyday machine up and
okay.
So do you have, Alex, that laptop now?
Not at this minute. The snow is melting from the last few days of snow and ice and sleet and stuff we've had. So I suspect that she'll probably bring it to me sometime next week.
All right.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So when you have this, with her, when you did her computer, you reintroduced a new thing to her, yes? So what you could do, you could use the step recorder and create like a small manual so that after you showed her and 2 hours later she connects her computer and 2 days later she uses it, she can go back and rewatch it, how it works, yes?
I did that, Catherine. I made her, just in case that she had to pick up the computer and run real fast and me not have time to show her anything in person, I made her a video because I had her computer connected to my capture card. I made her a video and uploaded it to YouTube as an unlisted video showing her how to copy her files from the
yes, but that's already, I say that's good, intention is good, but for her it may be too difficult, yes? If you just use the step recorder and you leave, you create the file, yes? And then you leave it on the desktop and you show her, look, this is the manual I made for you. then she can go back and she can see, because the step recorder is making screenshot, and it shows you what you have to click, and you have to left click or right click or whatever. Yes. So it might be even better for her. Yes. Because what happens for some reason? I mean, yes, you live in the US, and the internet and power outages may be far less than where I live in Colombia. Yes. But what if she doesn't have internet access to watch the video? Yes.
Right. That's a good idea to just, even if I do put it up on YouTube and send her the link to download the video on the computer, so that
yes, exactly. Yeah. So she has the manual right there, like just one double click away. Yes. Because you never know, and it doesn't have to be your fault. Something may go wrong. Yes. For example, I said to my friend, because I gave her the computer on Christmas. Yes. I want you to open TeamViewer when you're home, and then you give me the idea and the password of the TeamViewer. And she said, "Oh, I have no internet yet." And I was like, "Oh, of course, then that's not working." Yes, if you know what I mean. So it's just an idea. You don't have to do it, but it may be a better idea for your customer. Yes.
Yeah.
That's an idea I never thought of, but that's a good idea.
Yeah. So even once you've uploaded as an unlisted video, you could have then downloaded it to her computer. So it's actually on her computer as an MP3, whatever they are. Four, yeah.
4 MP4, yes.
That's right. Okay, let me hit a couple things in chat. Let's see. Jeff Ryman said goodbye, and Madi Yoel with $10. Thank you, Madi. Always appreciated. William Dawson, people are people while they seem to listen to the truth. They do not understand less the user has to do, better off you are. Sometimes the less you tell them, the better off you are. Yeah, some of my clients, they do not want explanations. If I start giving them an explanation, I know their eyes are going to glaze over. William Dawson, Best Buy, and crazy enough, one attorney client in particular, I think that I'm really explaining the situation in plain English to him, and at the end he'll say, "I didn't understand a word you said."
Maybe you want to try in another language. Is he Hispanic? Then you may be better off telling him Hispanic.
No,
hey, Doug?
He's native English. Yes.
I got two comments, and I got to leave myself. Comment number one is, I call it new car syndrome, which is exactly what you guys are talking about. First day, you buy the car, it's the Corvette of your dreams. You get home and you go, I got to shift 6 years or 7 years to drive. I hate that.
All right, yeah.
But there's always something wrong in 2 or 3 days at the best intentions.
Yeah.
And it's a used computer, and basically, anyway, now a quick one for Alex is next time, ask her if she wants all of her data in one place and have her pay you an extra hour. That way she can't complain. It's right there.
Exactly. A little bit more money for, you did what you did, you repaired it. Anything past that.
Because if she's got to find something, you tell somebody to find something, write down a directory path and do this, do that.
I've got it. I take exception to that because when he first received the computer from her, he didn't know how that was going to work out, whether location of data was going to be an issue at all.
Well, he told us in one of Ken's things that she needed all that data and she couldn't find some of it. He actually said that.
Yeah, and programs. She didn't have the installation needed for programs.
Yeah.
So my understanding
was the
going
only
into
one,
the job.
though. That was the only one, though. She had all the other installations for everything else, her Photoshop and Microsoft Office.
Yeah, but you still whatever. Maybe you're both right, and I'll be wrong. But I think when you stand it back and you got to mount something and find something, I've had people that get upset because they didn't like where they had to find the drives. Just click here. you know? I mean, back in the old Novell days, we used to hit M drive as the data directory.
Yeah.
And then I had one guy that I hired, and he started liking the N drive, Nancy drive. Ends up his wife was named Nancy.
Oh.
And he put a nice memo out that it was N. You know how many people complained? N instead of M?
Yeah, I could see that.
And I'm sure you've been there and done that, because
Yeah.
you probably worked on Novell too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was a certified Novell netware engineer.
Doug, would you like a smile for today, courtesy of Mike Smith?
A smile for today, courtesy of Mike Smith.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got a dental office. You've got the head dentist, right? He owns the place. Number of dentists. He's it. A large amount of money. So Mike wanders in there and he's doing it on the server and all that. And this guy's watching him. And he said, "Oh, Mike, that looks pretty easy." Really? And he said, "But I got to go now. I got to do some dental work." "Well, what are you going to do?" "Oh, I got to fill this guy's tooth." Mike says to him, "Geez, that looks easy. Can I do that?"
Yeah. Yeah. I remember him telling that story.
Yeah, he
Actually,
said, "Dentist is point taken."
Yeah.
Actually, I got a quick one for Doug. This one's a joke. My wife doesn't watch YouTube. She doesn't watch TV in the bedroom. We got a big TV in the bedroom. She won't watch it. But anyway, and she's been off for a while because she had breast surgery, mastectomy. But anyway, joke. I'm watching Carrie for a few minutes yesterday. She walked by when he had his dad on. Did you see that?
Yeah.
My wife, we owned a company that was a headhunting firm, and she interviewed him for a position for an AS400 programmer.
She interviewed him.
Yeah.
Carrie's dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
wow.
him. And I'm not going to say anymore, but she gave an offer and he turned it down.
Wait a minute. Didn't you start this story by saying this is a joke?
No, I said it's no joke.
Oh, no joke. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus, that's my favorite saying.
Wow.
No, seriously.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, she plays programmers, basically. Operators
Okay.
too, but not too many.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever dealt with the AS400
No, I never did.
or ever saw them.
Yeah. But, well, I did deal with punch cards.
Yeah.
My first office job was using a sorter to sort punch cards for doing title searches.
Oh my God.
It wasn't really programming, but we had file cabinets full of these cards, and we would pick the bundle of cards that has to do with an APN number that we're doing the title search on and run them through this sorting machine, and that was my first office job.
Back in the day, as they say.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
And
everybody.
I had the cojones to go to my own volition without telling my employer in the title insurance business. This would have been 1978, 79. I went to the local IBM multi-story building here in Fresno and met with I think it was a salesperson and a technical person to discuss how to computerize the property title insurance business. And I was a low rung in that office. I had no business doing that. Whew.
You got a coffee cup, I bet.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let me see what I got going here.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Gary. Thanks for being with us. Let's see. Zvi to Jim, have a problem with PSU. Best Buy from William when I was struggling for that. Store Ida, wind out, copy the files to documents, whatever folder, and make her a shortcut to the folder in the desktop, thus avoiding further calls or support. That is essentially what we were trying to steer Alex towards doing. And then Jim to Zvi, old PSU bad fans came out of NASBox, all kinds of dirt bugs. Ida, what you have what? I don't know what that's referring to. Okay, I think it's time to call this a wrap. Thank you for everybody who participated in Zoom or in chat or just by watching. And the money, the financial contributions, thank you so much. And for those who will watch this video later and make comments or not, but watching the video is also useful. So I'm going to go ahead and end the Zoom session. Bring back. Which button do I push here? Black.
I don't know.
You don't?
Seems confused. Does he know what he's doing?
Well, oh, Studio A. Because I changed the wording of them. Wow, you get a good look at the back of my phone there. And then Alt Tab to go to the Zoom meeting. Ending the Zoom meeting. Bye, folks. In 3, 2, 1, click. And then bring up, I even have a button for the email address. If you'd like to request a free computer support session, we can do it during a live stream, a Saturday live stream, or a live stream during a different time of the week, or a just one-on-one recorded video that I publish later. The catch is, to get free computer support, is that it winds up being a video on my channel. And pretty regularly do live streams on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. There we go. Goodbye. Have a great weekend. Oh, I don't have a button to end the live stream. So I have to go click over here, click that,